guys, so welcome to part 2 of skinny girl tips and tricks that someone should have told you about. Okay, so this is how you would maintain or achieve your skinny privilege, and no one has told you about this. That is why your journey has been hard. This doesn't even involve the gym or Pilates, because many people that are trying to keep their skinny privilege or maintain their skinny privilege are already doing one form of fitness or the other. So I'll be telling you things that do not involve the gym. I already did part 1 of this, so check that out. I'll leave the link to that one up there. So without further ado, let's get right into the tips that I haven't mentioned. I've broken this down into part 2 because when I started writing about this, I had about 12 tips. I must have said 6 or 7 in my last video, but anyway, I have 6 more because they are endless, guys. This is literally the life I live. And so without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so the first one I have for you now is the 80% full tactic. So in certain cultures, once you're 80% full, that's it. You shouldn't eat any further. Personally, I haven't had to ever think about this because I never want to get full to the point where, you know, my stomach is like bulging and all of that. So there is like a sweet point. There is like a sweet point where you get satisfied with food and like you're just good. You're not like full to the point where you cannot work, and I think that is 80% full. And because I've always used that personally in my life, but if that's something you don't know about, like it's worth imbibing that into your culture. It's polite also if you're eating with people not to be full to an extent that you can't stand up, you can't walk around. So being 80% full, I think that is the sweet spot, because you can still walk around, you can still squeeze a dessert in if you must. You can still do all sorts of things. If you're at work, you can still go back to work after lunch. So being 80% full, eating up till you're 80% full, okay? And that kind of like just keeps the vibe of the food. That kind of just keeps the appreciation for food, because have you eaten something to the point where you don't like it anymore? That's probably because you had it too much and then you did not like it anymore. There was one time when I was really young. If you're Nigerian, you'll know this one. And Goldimon became a thing. Goldimon actually came to Nigeria, and so I started having Goldimon non-stop. This is like a maize-based cereal, like a corn-based cereal, right? So I started having Goldimon non-stop, Goldimon and milk, and I had so much Goldimon and peak milk until I hated Goldimon, right? So you don't want to eat to the point where food is disgusting to you, and that typically happens to people when they try to be 100% full. We're now in a world where food is not running away. I've said this in one of my other videos about why skinny privilege is a thing now. Because we are no more in that place, especially in the Western world, where there is famine, right? And so you don't have to eat to that point anymore. Caveman didn't even have this much food. We have food. You walk to the shops, there's food. In your food cupboard, there's food. You don't need to eat that much, okay? So if you're watching this video, you probably have access to food, right? So if you have access to food, you don't need to be full to the point where, you know, it's just disgraceful to even stand up and work, okay? So 80% full is the ideal, and move on once you're 80% full, okay? If you're 80% full, convince yourself that you're full, you're done with food, you should be done with food. The next thing I'm going to say is actually related to what I've said in my other video, which I think you should check out to get context to this video, is picking healthier meals, picking healthier options. There's avocado, there's blueberries, there's, you know, when I started getting into, because for me, I grew up being skinny. But as I grew up, as I started traveling more and, you know, going on these holidays where sometimes it's all inclusive and you feel like you need to eat so much food because like it's all inclusive and it's your first or second time being there. I personally think I'm kind of over that now. But, you know, when it was really new to me a few years ago, when that was the case for me and I was just like eating everything, I saw that, oh babes, if you do it really hard, you could screw up your genetics. You could actually gain some weight, right? And so I started looking into healthy eating like more recently, really. And when I started doing that, it's so interesting to see that everything that you think artificial sugar and artificial flavoring and all this artificial stuff will satisfy for you, there's natural equivalent of that, right? There's natural honey, there is beetroot, there is plums, there's a sweet, there's blueberries, which can be sweet sometimes and can be a bit tangy sometimes depending on how old they are. You know, there's citrus fruits that can be sweet. There's all sorts of foods that will give you like the taste that you're probably looking for in some other things. You know, there's so many healthier options, so you just need to do your research, okay? So definitely pick healthier options. In my last video, I talked about this amazing hummus and beetroot dressing I had on my sourdough sandwich when I was eating out in a local shop recently. Oh my god, it was amazing, right? You should definitely look into eating healthier if you are looking to preserve your skinny privilege, there's always a healthy option, guys. Trust me. Just do your research and you'd find it. Okay, so another one is doing activities on holiday. I've lost count. I know on this video this is my 3rd one, but maybe on the other video this would be my 9th or my 10th one. But anyway, doing activities on holidays. And by the way, stay tuned, because towards the end I have some that are big controversial, but they would make such a huge difference that I think you should definitely wait to see it, especially if you're a female and you have hormones. Right? You should definitely stay and listen to this one. Right, so yeah, on holidays, definitely do activities. Okay, do things that keep you active on holiday, especially if you're 7 weeks not doing anything, not working, all of that. I know it can be difficult on holiday, especially if you just want to lie in the sun, soak up the sun, all of that. But taking a walk in the evening to explore the city would make such a huge difference, especially if you're on an all-inclusive holiday. You're eating so much food, you're having so much dessert. It'd be useful to just walk, to just do something, even something that sparks your adrenaline. Like it could be like scuba diving or parasailing. Those things will burn some energy. Don't just sit around, especially if you go on holiday often. My UK people, especially if you go on holiday often, like it's what just doing something on holiday. Okay, go for some tour. Just do something that involves walking. Walking is what ancient man did, so like that's an easy one to start with. Go for stuff that will make you walk. Okay, so we are coming to the juicier aspect. We're coming to juicier bits. Okay, I have 2 juicy ones and 1 normal one, so anyway, just stay tuned. Right, so the next one is choose a partner that likes to be fit. Okay, so studies have shown that if partners are big on fitness, it sort of rubs off on each other. But if one person is like 50-50, it's hard. If it's 70-50, it's okay. If it's 100-100, perfect. If it's like 100-70, great. But you don't want 120 where one partner cares about fitness and health on 100% and the other one cares about it on like a 20% level. That person may just drag you down. Okay, unless you are really keen, you're really for it, you're all for your fitness and nothing can stop you. Maybe you've had a major life incident that wouldn't let you let go of your fitness. But if this is not you, please do not just choose a partner that would encourage your fitness goals, not one that will make you feel like you're doing too much because you want to go to the gym and all of that. So definitely look into that. Okay, this will be something that will be very beneficial for you, for your future kids, if you want to have that. So definitely for me, I think like health and fitness is such a big deal for me that I couldn't ever see myself with someone that is not big on that. For me personally, somehow I'm unable to like run into people, or I've not met anyone of recent that I don't think I've really, in my dating history, anyone that struggles with fitness. I've always met people that love fitness, but maybe it's partly because of my profession as well. I'm a physiotherapist, or some people call it physical therapist in some countries. I live in the UK, and so like I hardly come into contact with people that are struggling with their fitness. I really struggle to. I've always met people that are fit and want to be fit, and have even encouraged me in my fitness journey, and I think that's helped me. And I think you should personally look into that. I personally think you should look into that as well. And this one, okay, the next one is a bit controversial, but if you're a woman with hormones, get off the bed pill. Get off the bed control pill. Okay, not just me. I'm a female. I have friends. I have family members. I know the bed control pill has done things to women, made them gain weight, and this makes perfect sense scientifically, because more estrogen, more progesterone in the body aids water retention. Okay, and most people have the E2 plus P pills, estrogen and progesterone pills. And because they have that, that makes them, retain water, add weight, all of that, Once they go on the pill, people tend to add weight. Lots of people, some people escape it, but lots of people do add weight, okay? So it's what's coming off the pill. I know this is controversial and to be hard for some people, but you can consider other options, okay? It's totally up to you and what stage you are in your journey in life. And I know there are other options, so it's up to you to think about it. This is not by any means medical advice. It's up to you to work out what works with your physician for you. But I've seen lots of people add weight because of the birth control pill, and like nothing they'll do would make a difference. I know birth control pills sometimes it's not just for, the obvious. It's not just for that. The birth control pill is also sometimes used as a medical thing to help, in cases where people are struggling with hormonal imbalance, all of that. When they go on the pill, it just helps it, right? Because it helps their hormonal imbalance and problems that may come with But if you have other options, great. If you don't, I suppose like you have to use that is what it is, and you could apply the other tips I've said in this video. But that's something that's definitely worth thinking about, because as a female, I've seen many people have problems because of this one. I mean, when I say problems, I mean like problems surrounding their weight and feeling less confident since they got on the pill. So and I know the pill, once again, is not just for the obvious, it could be for other things as well. So yeah, but I think generally just look into that. Okay, the last one couldn't be more obvious: get a support group. Okay, if you're in a company of smokers, you'd likely smoke. If you're in company of drinkers, it's be hard not to drink. If you're constantly in the company, that's what I mean. So like, get a support group, get a support group, get someone, hang out with people that have the same goals as you. They may not want to be like the ultimate skinny girl, that may not be what they want, but at least they may be on their fitness journey or their health journey or into their eating healthy journey, and you know, it will just be like useful for you as well to be on that journey, because you know, the friends and people around you do that. And for me personally, in some cases at work, I've met lots of people that are on their fitness journey, and it's just been helpful to me, because like people around you are talking about healthy eating options, about going to the gym, keeping fit, something like that. But again, I work in healthcare, right, where people are more aware of this thing. So yeah, like I'm a physio, so most people around me love to keep fit, right? Or lots of my colleagues, not I'm saying most, but lots of my colleagues like to keep fit. So yeah, find a support group. And you may not necessarily need a support group like me. You may have people around you naturally, maybe through work or through whatever community you belong to, and they may be on your fitness journey as well, and that may be useful for you. Just make sure you have some sort of encouragement. It could even be an online group or YouTube community. By the way, subscribe to my channel to join my community. I talk a lot about skinny privilege and about, you know, the benefits of skinny privilege. I have an entire playlist on this, so welcome. Subscribe to my channel to see more, and I will see you in my next video. Cheerio.